Good morning, everybody. So we've got a 2009 CBR1000 in for an ECU flash. I've just done a major service, timing chain, valve clearances, everything else on the bike. So she's all fresh and healthy, new tires. So basically we are going to do the pre-run now. We can just run through all the settings here that we're going to change. So I am disabling the top speed limiter, the exhaust servo fault, the stock O2 sensor, the pair valve, which you don't really need to disable on the Hondas, you can just disconnect it, and then the fuel cut. I'm dropping the fan temp down so that the first stage comes on at 100 and second stage at 105. I've dropped the idle speed down to 1,100 instead of the high, idle it's got. We're changing the rev limiter from 13.4 to 13.9, and then on our other maps we're going to basically, let's just unify all the stuff. Just makes it easier to work in the mapping. So basically we're going to go into our let's see, just hang on. Yeah, so if you wanted to, I just want to show you, you can tune your injector opening intake flap opening. You can actually tune that and just make it 100% if you don't want to disconnect stuff. But it's so messy in the front there with all the plumbing and pipes and vacuum canisters that it's not really worth, doing this. Just take it out. Ignition timing, obviously we'll refine that. You can see how it retards quite a lot on top. So the timing drops right down to 31 degrees of ignition timing, which is very, very low. We've obviously got our detonation detection, so we'll hook that up and then pump the timing up until we get some knock on top, and then back it off, just see what's good, because it ramps up quite nice and then it just falls away, So I think actually, that, if I remember correctly, they put a bit too much timing at the bottom. So actually when I dropped some timing down over here at the bottom, I gained a bit of torque there. So yeah, that's that. We're going to do the pre-run now, and then I'll make all my changes, flash our map in, and then we'll get done. Okay, so we've done our pre-run now. Let's take a look at the power specs. The bike's extremely rich on light throttle. You could see it dipping down into sort of like 10 to 1 area. So that's definitely not safe for the rings and bores. So I'm just going to dump out a lump sum of fuel on the whole bike, maybe 10-15%. Even on full throttle here, it's running at like sort of 11.1 to 1, so that's pretty rich. Nice, looks straight, but it's extremely rich straight, because up here is 13 to 1, as you can see. So it's pretty rich. There's our curve. Always impressed with the CBR1000 torque curve. I think on top we could probably pull that up a bit once we fix the timing. That'll obviously increase the torque on top. And at the bottom here, as you can see, like they overdo it. It almost ramps up too quick. So what I end up doing is I end up advancing at the low RPM, and then I retard a little bit there, and we end up actually overall gaining more. I'm not sure how that works, because normally when you add timing you gain torque, but on these bikes for some reason it doesn't work like that. Anyways, yeah, you can actually see the average lambda on this bike, AFR, is 11.8 to 1. So power specs is 142.5 horsepower and 103.4 newton meters. I'm going to start modifying and flashing in the map now, and then we'll do some data logging, take it from there. Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, we've had to stop tuning now because that air-fuel ratio is sort of like in the low tens. So that means that this bike is not combusting all the fuel. I could feel the plugs getting killed by all the excess fuel. So I immediately stopped. I've just minused out about 25% on the low end fueling to put it sort of 12.5, and then we'll start data collection again. So it's not safe to tune at that fuel ratio. You can easily cause damage to your pistons, you can cause problems with your valves, kill your spark plugs, and then there's a lot of work to strip all this stuff off. Just give me a sec here. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot of work to get to these spark plugs. I mean, Hondas are no joke to work on. I mean, the whole airbox got to be unbolted, the tank covers. It's a big story, not worth it. So yeah, we stop, we try and see, get it in the ballpark roughly, so make manual changes until we're able to get a decent air fuel ratio that we're happy with and it's safe and the bike's running smooth, and then only we do our data collection through our Z-Tronics logger, and then basically apply that until we reach our target fuel ratio. So that's why I had to stop and cut the video. We'll resume it as soon as we're done with the right, which it's busy with now. Always again have a battery charger. Look how small this battery is. I mean, that's just like a finger, and it's a tiny little battery. You need a battery charger. Don't try and do it without it because you're going to corrupt your map. Anyways, stay tuned. We're going to keep on with the fuel mapping as soon as we got. Okay, so we've run into another little snag here, and that is that this bike has a sneaky little power commander tucked away in the bottom here. So I opened up the mapping, and as you can see, it is dumping fuel at the bottom where we were having that problem with 10 to 1. Even on idle, I mean, someone's just dumped in like 18 points of fuel on 0% throttle. So yeah, this is no good, man. I'm going to zero all this, and then we'll just get logging. Our fuel mixture should still be not too lean, but just enough that it's nice and safe, it's not killing the plugs, and then we can data log. So yeah, that was a good find. We're going to zero all that out. We'll just leave the power commander in. I didn't see the power commander, but I did see the auto tuner. So I was like, oh, where's this power commander? And it was actually like stuffed in the bottom down there. So yeah, that we're going to Okay, we're all done with our CBR1000. I'm pretty happy with the results. Let's just take a look here. Okay, so as you can see, the fueling was very lean on the bottom, extremely rich on top, so we've smoothed that out. You can see that's a nice straight dark blue line. We've gained at the bottom, we've gained from the mid-range right through the rev range, we've gained big on torque and horsepower. Final specs 142.5 to 155.6 and 103.4 Newton meter to 105.6. So that's a nice smooth curve, everything's good, we gained huge on top. The fueling is now safe, although that said, unfortunately I don't know how long this bike's been running that rich for, so there could be a bit of ball wash. As you can see in the video, there's a bit of smoke out the exhaust. So that could be bad ring seal or something like that, because yeah, pretty much the last CBR I did made 160 horsepower. But I'm also not sure on the sprocketing, because it's got, let's just see here, it has a 44 on the rear, and I'm not sure what's on the front. Yeah, so pretty much happy with what we've got there, but not so happy that there's smoke coming out the exhaust. But yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just the way it is. Anyway, this is the 2009 CBR1000. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll be finishing up the Blackbird with the fueling system overhaul, and yeah, we should have some new tunes coming in sort of next week early. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.